Hello everybody, welcome to another stream. How we doing? How's it going? Yeah, so open up the main file and we'll probably open up the UI files as well. So last stream we worked on images and the input boxes, which is just called input to make it shorter. So we added all these lovelies, so you can basically have input for text, which we had first and that was called a text box, but we made it into this general input thing. But you can do input for integers and floating point numbers, and you can have it go directly out to an actual integer or floating point, which is pretty good. So it's nice and easy to use the API basically. So it's proper cool. Hey there, Akras, how you doing? Good to see you. So then we started working on images. We didn't quite finish it, unfortunately, so I want to finish that today. We did get images done, but what I wanted to add is a bunch of convenience functions for buttons, checkboxes, and radio buttons, so you can have images and text, very easily without having to create a custom widget. So we ended up adding this sort of image thing, which basically encapsulates three parameters: the GPU texture, and the UV coordinates. So we don't have to keep passing those in every time, and we can just pass in a single parameter. So obviously there's pros and cons, right? You have to create this little image ID, but it will do. Oi oi oi, Downsy, how's it going? How you been? Good to see you. So yeah. So we're gonna replace some of these guys with the image text buttons and some of these with the image text checkboxes and stuff like that, right? So we start implementing it. Button text, button image text. Perfect. So we got to a problem, so I've commented it out here, where I basically have to align it properly. So I want to just write out all the maths for it, but I was literally right at the end of stream, so I just didn't. I checked all the inputs I could think of, and it hasn't crashed. Excellent. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you for checking that. That's good. Yeah, I will expect this UI library has a few little bugs hanging about, and possibly definitely stuff in that we haven't designed for, that when we start using it we're gonna go and do. But I don't think it's only gonna be anything that's sort of completely just makes me want to tear apart my whole design, right? I think it's just very sort of little bits on the end, which is good. It's not any sort of foundational things, I think, which is cool. So thank you for checking that. Knackered fam, mega busy with work. How's things for you? Yeah, man. I know what I know. I mean, this past week for me, I've been so busy, just super drained after work. But yeah. Also, not getting the best of sleep right now because of the baby. But yeah, he's really cool though. He's a lot of fun. He's smiling now, so you can go up to him and just put your fingers on his tummy, and he will start smiling back at you. That's pretty cool, and he does chuckle. So yeah, it's cool. But yeah, I've also got a bit of a cold right now, as you might tell. So I might have to blow that every now and then. But yeah, doing good. Other than that, doing good. So after we start the button, we want to draw an image in here. And the image is going to take up the whole height. Wait, what is this doing? It's taking the width and it's gonna make the width. No, no, no. It's taking the height. Yeah, so what we want to do, I think, is get Milton out. So we have a button. See, look at my drawings. I don't know how big this thing is. Oh yeah, look, it's me just going off diagonal to the left the whole time. Okay. Hey, I haven't got my sun distance when we did sun distance fields. It just keeps going. Right. Anyway. Let's keep it going. Right, okay. So we got ourselves a button. That's nice. Baby years were okay, but I much preferred 5+ when I could start having a conversation and making funny observations and conclusions. Yeah, I can imagine that. Like they're starting to have like the little circuits going in the brain where they're working out like what is true and what is false, and they're sort of like, you know, or they're just saying the most weirdest things. Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, when they can start playing, that's definitely when they get definitely be quite fun. Hey Ransel, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. So we're going to be putting an image in here. So when you have an image button, I imagine you're just going to have an image in here. Now, imagine this is a massive button. We're just going to we'll keep it up to the height, I think. See, I can only imagine us putting little icons in these things, right? I don't really want to have an image that sort of is a background in here. If not, I'll do something custom, right? What I'm thinking about the use case of this function in particular is like, yeah, I just want a little thumbnail or whatever just to go in there. So I'm just going to take the height of the button and I'm just going to treat that as the width and just make it square, I think. Is a square a good idea? Well, that's the thing. It's like for an image. Well, we have the dimensions in a way with UV. We can get the aspect ratio. And we could just take the height and then just times the width by the aspect ratio and just off you go, you know? So why don't we do that? So I think we just need to get the height. And then I feel like we want to... Oh. I feel like we want to get that image. So we'll do like a UI image. One of these guys. And then we'll get an aspect ratio. So we want a number which goes towards the width from the height. So it's 2 divided by from, basically. That's the way I remember it. So we will go image UV size dot, so going towards the X divided by the from, which would be Y. So there's your aspect ratio, and this will get you your width. Height times an assault rifle. Oh yeah, no. Aspect ratio. I'm Kip Payne, welcome. Just wait for another couple of years and they'll get into everything. Right. Yep. I'll have to have a clear table. And close all the doors. Yep. Ooh. Gonna be crazy. No cables. Exposed cables anywhere. Bash devs bash their head every day. Aha. Hey Swing Funk. Hey Hero. I know you work a lot on games, but how often are you playing games these days? Not much really, to be fair. Sometimes I'll boot up a game and give it a bit of a play, But the furthest I get in a game is probably about halfway, and then I move on. Um, yeah, especially when the babies came along now, I don't really have much time. I recently downloaded the ooh. I've got the name in my head. I can see it. Postal Protocol. I recently downloaded that one because it's on PlayStation Plus, and I started playing it, but I haven't gone back to it yet. Because I want to give that a go. But yeah, because I've seen the graphics are quite good. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Doing good. Got our 4 concerts spread out over the 4 days. Crazy, crazy man. In a little less than 2 weeks. The days look like this: 2011. Two on one day. At least got a break though. So the games I typically come back to those more of like a roguelike game because it means I can just pick it up, play it, and die. Pick it up, play it, and die as many times as I want, and then I just stop playing. Um, and also, I don't like playing games that require me to think because I think all day. I used to play tons of games that require me to think, but now I can't do it because I'm just so tired. And you notice when I program on here, I try not to think at all. I literally just live off of, I pretty much just live off of like muscle memory and past experience. Like, oh, you'll see me like do a tiny bit of thought, but that's about it. But I try not to spend most of my time thinking because that really tires you out. Games are a waste of time, alright. Mostly nowadays, I guess. Like, I don't know. I used to get a lot out of games. They're very, um, I think games are really great tools for learning and gaining experience in things. And yeah, they're really great. I really think games are cool. But more recent games are basically money grabbing tools. You know, they're just a thing that was made to make money, and they're not really a thing that was made for art. You know, that's a big problem nowadays, especially when you use that mobile phone and see all that garbage they got on there, all that trash. Yeah, on the first day, I got like an hour break between. Why do you do this to yourself, Ransel? That's funny. Right, so there's the width and a height of our image. Ta-da! Um, so we've just got to find a way to align it to the center. How might one do that? Well, you just get the box, and you get... Yeah, you just... I think I've got a way to do this already. You get the center position of your rectangle. And this will be known as center position. December is the worst. What do you mean December is the worst? Oh, is that when it is in December? Or have you got more in December? So now I want to modify the draw rectangle. So now how I do is we've got the width and height, and we've got... Wait. I could just use this thing, this record line. It'll do the switch statement, and maybe it'll align it. Yeah, that's all I need. Fantastic. But the issue comes from when we try and do... Right, so that should be button image. Button image, we've probably nailed it just there. Now, the problem comes from image text. Image text, you can't really use this record-line thing because you've got two rectangles that you're lining in another rectangle. So I could daisy chain them, but then that just starts getting... I could just do it manually, so we would probably just do that. So this would be known as the image dims. Okay. Now, got 6 constants to span a bit more than a week. Wow. To be fair, music is my life. Awesome. Good stuff. Two seconds, just need to go and get some tissue. Oh, damn these colds. Thank you. Come to tell somewhere else. Alright. So refreshing. So now we've got a bit of text we want to align as well, right? So I think one of his last streams. So we want to basically imagine we have one rectangle where you got the image and the text in. So your image is there and the text is here, right? So we need to make sure we put these in the right place. So to do that, we've measured up the image width, we've got the text width here, and now we're going to have this sort of like the total dims here. So this would just be add float 32 times 2, image dims and text dims. Now, here's the thing. We can align that in the middle, and then we could do rectangle cuts from there. Line that and then do the cuts. I think that'll be the best bet. So you want to do a cut? Should we do a cut left or should we? Yeah, I think it'll be fine. So you cut left with the. So this will be the image rec. How much are we cutting by? The image width. And then the rest of the rectangle is text. Now, there's something that's a little bit wrong. And that is there's no spacing, right? It's proper tight, right? This is proper tight, so we need some spacing here. So the way I would like to solve that is, I've had this problem before, and I've just used the padding left, which is not good. So I want to add a new thing, and I want to call it like inner spacing, right? Clearly got the best name. So if it's spacing on the inside, that's obviously more inner than padding. What we'll do is we'll use the inner spacing thing. So I've got this before. Let me just fill it in with something sensible. So let's look for padding left somewhere. Checkbox. This is it. Remove the checkbox from, yeah. So this be called inner spacing. And the radio buttons used it as well. Cool. Button image text. So this one is also going to use it. So this one's going to add to the dims.x plus equals style inner spacing. Then when we're going to do this cut, or cut plus the inner spacing. Wait. No. cut away the inner spacing. Sweet. I guess I could just advance the I don't know why I'm doing it this way. Yeah, I could just say, right, drawrec.x.min.x plus equal style inner spacing. Yeah. Right, so that's basically what we want to achieve in the checkbox and the radio button as well. So this will be yes, this will just be copy and pastable around effectively. Maybe we can call this draw image text and just give it a rectangle, and then we'll just reuse this code. Right? We'll look into that. Hey there, egotist, welcome. How you doing? That was warm. But thinking of applying for multiple music schools, college community classes. See if we get accepted. Would be fun actually studying music and improving even more. Sweet. Also been apparently lacking in See, I see you're really into like music and programming. Do you like mixing the two? Do you like doing like audio systems and stuff? Does that sound appealing, or does that just, or do you like them being distinctly separate? Doing the right things? How things doing? Good to hear. Oh. As you can tell, I'm a little bit ill, but it's not a big problem. Yeah, things going good. Things are going good. Just getting okay amount of sleep and working hard, and yeah, things are going good. Quite happy. Trying to stay sane at the same time. You know, the usual. Oh. So I guess we can test these boys out. So let's go over to the main thing. I'm gonna find a button. Well, let's just run it and see if we could pick a button that we want, right? Which one of these could be our culprits? So this one at the top could be the, like we know this one works now, let's just change it, right? This could be the image text one. So we'll make this logo up there, but small. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, look for UI button text. Now I'm gonna say button image text. So this will test out this lovely code. Logo image ID, bam. What? Right, there's not one with a C on the end. Okay, so that's good. I'm glad we've tested that out. Button image. Right, we need that. All these convenience functions. Gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme. It's alright. We're lucky we're not programming in C# land where we're going to want all these documentation on every single thing that has like some XML, like, oh, just, yeah, there we go. Much better. None of that stuff. Right, so we want to obviously pass in image ID. Cool. So we copy this and paste it up here, probably for the image one. There we go. Jobs are good. Yeah, they just don't have text anymore, so you don't need those. Okay. Good. So now we can run it. Sweet, so this is terribly wrong. So now we can correct it. So I did remember I did have to censor it in their last stream, but for some reason this stream I don't remember. So, right, so that's the height. For some reason. Right, we want it to be the rec and not the draw rec. Problemo number uno. I love to do audio programming or programming music in like a procedural alternative manner. For now, I'll stick to what I've been doing and improve a bit more. Cool, nice. I've not done a single bit of audio programming, but obviously we are going to do it for this project. Just got to start doing it, you know. From what I've seen, there isn't much resources on audio programming except for maybe research papers. Require quite a bit of knowledge. Yeah, I think it does exist, but you've got to use Google and input in the specific terms and find exactly what you want. Or so you're best probably asking people who know. Yeah, there's miniaudio.h as well, actually. That's a good point. Yeah, just find how someone else has done it, and then you can find all the necessary system calls and that as well, and learn how the operating systems have abstracted it to you. Right, so really we should be cutting up what's the rec basically. Call it R. R's a good name. Could be radius, could be rectangle, you never know. Right, so just by doing that, we've made it not go all the way to the edge of the screen. That didn't change anything. Damn it, what was that? Shadowing, and that was fine apparently. R2D2, mofo. Right, so why? Because that should have had the padding applied. This should have the padding applied. There's no way it should be that big. Image draw. Huh? Oh. No. Right, let's comment that and see what happens. Right, so that puts it in nicely. So something's definitely fishy here. So obviously we want it centered. Swank Funk, I used to be a web developer back in the day. Because that's the only thing you can do in this place where I live. It's just filled with web developers and C sharpers and Java people. But yeah. Took me ages to sort of find the right resources and stuff like that. But yeah. You know. All I knew is when I went to college and was being taught object-oriented programming and all this other stuff, it was just a load of crap. And I just couldn't find out, you know, Well, it took me ages to find out, like, you know, where I could learn the low level stuff. So why does a rectangle line really mess it up? So we can put a nice breakpoint on it. Oh yeah, boom. So go to the GFs. Don't tell my wife. And then we'll go. There's your outer rectangle. Right. So it's got a min of 12, and the min y is. Yeah. Which one was it? Yeah, we want to be aware of probably the min y actually. 872. See what happens when it returns. So. Wait, what are the inner? Okay. Okay. So we're trying to line the inner rectangle dims inside the outer rectangle and give you something sensible. So we tested this and it was fine. $38 and whatever the other one was. Yeah, just worry about 30. It's fine. It's 96. Right, so let's compare these two guys and see what's up. PR. Okay, so we wasn't expecting this Y to get less, the min Y to get less, and the max Y to get bigger. That is wrong. So right, so you got the half width, half height, you know, another half width and half height basically, but of the inner rectangle. We're not modifying something that's being used as in something. Min, that's the max. Right. Hey there, Wajilla, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So So I guess if you've got a rectangle, right, and you've got like the center, the difference to the center, or from the center, if you're, you know, so it really feels like, is this inner rectangle dims? It just must be bigger than the rectangle itself. And that's the problem. So we do like P half height times 2. Yeah, so this code isn't wrong, it's just what we've passed in is just bigger. So half height times 2 is 76. Whereas if you take in half y is a terrible name, by the way. It's just basically, it's another half height, but for the inner rectangle we're trying to align. That's bigger, 96. Why is it 96? Oh, are these half dimensions? No, they're not. They're right. So y is this. Oh, right. I added the image dims and the text dims. I should be adding the x coordinate only because they're being stacked left to right. Easy mistake. So the y's, you don't have to, you just use one of them, right? For the y's, you take the max. Did I put a y in there like a silly person? All right, there you go, yeah. Cool. So that right there is the answer. Doing good. Got type check and working in my language today. Sweet. Nice one. Nice. Congratulations, both of you. So now we're center aligned here. Whoa-ho-ho. Now the next thing to do is to center align the text on the Y. Center align the text on the Y, people. How does one do that? So you're given a rectangle. Bam. And you know this. So you could just center it within. We centered the Y before. We also could just call this function again. I don't know how good that would be. I've centered the Y before in another bit. Here it is. That's still height, isn't it? So we've got height. We've got half height we need. This would be R, 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 R. Obviously I could have just called this function again, but then I'm have to make sure that the compiler inlines it and strips out the rest of it. Or rather it would just do less of that. Maybe I shouldn't be using this internally. Or maybe I should, right? Maybe this makes the code cleaner, easier to read. Maybe that's better. Right, there you go, center aligned. Ta-da! Ta-da! We did it. So there's that beautiful, like, you know, easy to use function, how you can put an image and text within a button in one line. And it's only like 5 parameters. There you go. Ta-da! So now we can reuse this code. And, you know, since it's going to be called in a few places, we'll probably make it a reusable function, you know? One of those lovelies. So we're going to make text draw centered, image draw centered, and a new one, text image draw centered, and then this will basically just like be reused in those 3. It will just get reused in buttons, checkboxes, and everything that wants to have text and image variants. Right, and then we can just call those, and jobs are good'n. Right, let's go full ham and get these in. Okay, okily dokily. Right, so we've got this code in that button text one. Right, yeah, but you don't want it to be centered actually, shoot, in, so maybe we don't need it to be reusable. Yeah, I think they're a bit different in the button. Yeah, you know what? The guy said the word reusable. It's a bad word. Banned. So we're gonna go and take the code now. So we can literally just copy paste it between Okay, so where we do a radio, we've got to find radio button. So with the radio button, we're doing a similar thing to the button. We're going to have a text, an image. See, we didn't test the image one out. Should we do that quick? Let's just test out the image one. Here it is, set it aligned, bam. Jobs are good. Right, perfect. Let's put that back. Right, so where were we? We'll want one called image, then image text. So this will be a UI image ID. Image ID, jobs are good. Right, get these two boys in, and then we'll do the, it's literally copy and paste for the checkbox. Oh, the checkbox is up there. Okay, right. Oh well. Rightio. So what do we got to do? So put them in here. Then we basically just copy and paste the one above, and then make our little edits. Image, right, so the image one, we've got to go up to where we do that image get for the button one. Here it is. So we'll be grabbing this code, and then we'll just be changing out the vertical. Yeah, so rather than being centered, right, remember when we did these sort of radio buttons and that, is somewhere here. Here you go. So this is a radio button. You want the text to be just after it on the right hand side, or the image just to be right. You don't want it to be centered across the whole. Say if it's this big, you don't want it to be centered. Right. That's not good. That's not a good design. It should be right next to the actual checkbox or radio button, you know? So what we need to do then is right. So we do all that. Then we center the image vertically. So you've already got height. The image vertically. Wait, no, sorry, it's already centered vertically. It's the height of the. It's the height of the box. So it shouldn't have to be centered at all. Yes, the other one just centered it horizontally. Okay, so there's that one at least. That's a good one. String should not be in here. Let's get rid of that. Right, cool. So the next thing then is this one here. So we still want, so I think we'll go get the whole bit of other code for this in the so image text, this one, this lovely piece of code, we'll get it all. So when we're doing these radio buttons, it's kind of the same, but remember we want to do, we don't want to center it, we just want to draw it furthest on the left. So we just get rid of that line right there. You do a cut, that's the one you use to draw with. Then you advance by the spacing. Then you center in the rectangle the piece of text, and then you draw the text. So that's all you need to do. It's kind of the same. But yeah, I could have made it reusable, but it's not been reusable 3 times, so it's not worth a function. If it's reusable more than 3 times or more, it's probably worth a function. So the next one is checkbot. Checkbox, of course. That says checkbox end. That's funny. Rightio, so now we've got to do equivalents of these, but in checkbox land. So let's go ahead and do that. Checkbox text. Where are you at, my friend? Here you are. So do the same thing. We're gonna have, although we're gonna call you your image, and then you are image text. Then you need an image ID. UI image ID. And delete the string on this one because it's just for the image. Right. So these need to replace radio button with checkbox. Pretty good, I think. That should be everything we need, right? You're doing type inferencing. Yes, man. Good job. You want to be able to read your types, you know, without a plugin. VI that to select everything inside the curly braces. No way. Yeah. Yeah, I use that one sometimes. Wait, is it that one that I use? Yeah, I use that one. Yeah, and these ones. Yeah, they're good. Yep. How's it going, Sammy? Hate him. Right, so now we've just got to get the convenience functions in, and then we can literally just test them out and then move on to the list view. So let's roll. Let's roll. Right, so these ones need an image ID beforehand. Oh, yeah. Then we copy that one, delete the image, delete the string from the text, sorry, and then delete the string as well. Nice. This one's gonna call. Did I get that right for the button one? Yes, I did. Cool. So now this is basically just needs to be copied over. Right. So where's the this one? I'm fine. Good to hear. If you look at your code for a few minutes and get a deep understanding of it, consider it good code. This is why in ports there's no type inferencing except from the README. Sweet. Yeah, type inferencing is really bad. Like people just like it because it's less typing and less repeating. Like I saw that word used in a C23 video, and I was just looking at him like, you don't have to repeat it. Like even C you don't have to repeat it ever. Like you have to repeat it if you do something dumb. Yeah, just it's great for typing out fast, but you know, reading it back is just horrible. So we want to add the convenience functions as here, right? Nice. Image ID. So we'll test these boys out. Pretty easy. Jobs are good. Radio. So now I want to go into the sample code, and you'll notice how we have these radio buttons here and that they don't have anything next to them. We can just go make them have, we'll make this one have a bit of, we'll make this one have a image, and then this one have an image. We'll do that. Here, right? It's within the button. So we'll do checkbox image, and this one is going to take in, it's going to take in logo. Come on. I didn't get rid of the string in here. I thought I did that. Nothing else was wrong. Fair play. Keep going. Right, it's a little squished. It's a little squished because there isn't enough room in the cut, which is expected. So if we did 150 on the cut, there's enough room. What happens if we went over? What happens if we did 200? It's then stretched. Is that what we want? No. So there's something wrong. See, I got the width here, but then we don't use it. We used to do something with it. There's a bug. So, right, we used to cut left. Oh, okay, we'll bring up the cut left then. So if we bring back the cut left. We'll say R. Yeah, so we'll do that for the obviously the radio button one as well, and that'll fix that one too. Okay. There we go. So just click here because it's part of the checkbox and it causes the checkbox to change. Very nice. And still here is part of the checkbox because we've made it that wide, which is fine. Because you might have it go span a very long column, a very long column. So you want to have it clickable like this, right? Cool. So let's do the let's do a test with the image text. So we're doing the radio button this time. And we want to do right, so that's clearly wrong. The image is inside the checkbox or the radio button. How weird is that? Right. Interesting. Because it's using rect rather than the draw rect. Okay. So the draw rect is the one that the control gives you to do your drawing for it. Whereas the rect is the one that's had all of the padding and that applied to it. Do not recompile it. There we go. Bit hard to see with the background, but it works. It's there, the image with the button. Or with the text, rather. Very good. Right, so I'm glad we got those functions in now, because these things are going to be used a lot. Like, I imagine when we have like little tools where it's like, you want to, you might select like a different option or something, you might have a little image next to it, or checkboxes just might literally just be an image or something, just to save space. So yeah, definitely very handy. Right. So we're glad we got that done. Should we do a little commit quick, and then we'll work on list views. So git commit -a. Complete UI image convenience. That's it. Yep. Very nice. So we'll push that up at the end of the stream. Okay. So now what we want to work on is a list view. So if you guys know what we do here is we use rec cut layouts. They're amazing. Dead simple layouts. Basically, we make the layout full control for the user, and these just gives us a rectangle, and we go from there. The UI system knows nothing about laying widgets out, except for apply margin and padding. That's all that it does. So that's dead simple, right? It's just maths. Add and subtract. As in my config, auto command type. That spell. Good idea. That ain't a bad idea. I'm gonna steal this. Wait, but I'm using NeoVim, so I've got, and I'm doing the whole Lua thing, like a Gen Zer. So let me convert it to NeoVim. 2 seconds. It's very simple. I've got to find the right thing. There we go. Vim.command. Legacy. Bunch of legacy. Spelling for git commit messages. Very nice. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So if we were to make a little change. Oh, look at that. Thank you. Beautiful. Right, so back to where we were. Right, you know, we just allow people to cut a rectangle. They can do column layouts. They can do row layouts. They can build UIs really quick and easy. And it's amazing. Highly recommend. So, we want to make a list view. And we do want to make a scroll area after this, but let's just focus on the list view because we can write it, you know, you could over-engineer something and be like, a list view is just a scroll view, right? But also you could design it very specific and make the whole thing a lot more simple, which means it will execute less code. And yeah, so we want to try and do it a very specific thing, I reckon. We'll see how it turns out, but I reckon we can do it. Now, I think we've got a bit of a problem with where we do a rectangle cut stuff, and we'll talk about this. So, the issue right now, yeah, so what you want to do is lay out, you've got your box, and you want to make a list, right? Amazing. You can make a list, right? You just do cut top, cut top, cut top. And every time you cut, say I've got this rectangle here, right, this one here. If I cut this one from the top, it returns this rectangle, and the one that I modified has a pointer to it, and it just takes the top off, right? And you keep going, until you get to the bottom. Right, what does it do here? Well, I might cut you a little sliver, and return a little. It does a min or a max, right? And it basically clamps it. So the content that's in here is going to be super squished. Excuse me. So the content in here is going to be super squished. And the way that, we saw it with the whole image thing, the way it's squished, it's not going to look good. So what we really want to do with the rectangle cut stuff, and this is what this rectangle cut does on this website. So this is kind of flawed in that sense, but it's not too difficult to sort it out. I think this one doesn't want to create negative spaced rectangles, but ones where min is max and max is min, right? Invalid state. It doesn't want to do that, which is fair enough. But we want to try and make something that allows us to make lists easy and not mess up our rendering. One do tic-tac-toe again, potentially. Yes. How's it going, very much? How you doing? How's things going? So we want to make it so that when we do the cut, it will give you the size you ask always. Even if it doesn't make sense, it'll give you the size. So this is great that we've started a new commit, because we can easily undo this if it goes terribly wrong, but I reckon it should be fine. So this means that when we do our rectangle cuts, we can literally just say, hey, I've got a space, and maybe right, maybe we don't need a list view widget. Maybe all a list view is, actually no, you need a list view widget, because you want to do the scrolling up and down, right? That's it. You want to do the scrolling up and down. So what it means is you want to be able to offset, you give it a rectangle and it just offsets the rectangle upwards, and then you could put your widgets in. But you'd have to figure out, another thing that you want to figure out is how can we skip all of the widgets that go out of bounds, right? Except for the ones that are just hanging in a little bit. How do we skip those and make it so we just try and do the ones that are inside the box, right? Doing great. Weekend started early. Sweet. Maybe doing well too. Yeah. Nice. Are you got much planned? Yeah, I'm doing okay. Just a little bit ill. That's about it. Yeah. Yeah, things are going good though. Things are looking up. I've got 2 more widgets left, and then the UI is ready to be used. So yeah, things are going good in that regard. So taking all this cut stuff, and we're modifying it. It's got to be careful. How does one? No, it's just the cut. So we can do a cut left. It's all the stuff that's got min max on it, really. It shouldn't have it. It shouldn't have it, Min. So we can do, this overlap is not to do with it, right? Shrinking. So when you shrink, you're saying you could just make it so it, yeah, well, there's the other function as well where it says like is zero, right? So this one you want to make sure it just checks if the dim's on. Oh no, it checks for negative. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. Checks for negative still, right? So when you shrink, you just want it to basically do your plus. It very much simplifies the code even more now, and I don't know how good that is, but we shall see. So this will literally just go. Right. So all this will go. Okay. Grow scaled. Even. Cool. Now we're getting into the cuts. So with the cut, you don't need to do the min. And that's it. Yeah, I think it's literally just a case of removing mins, which is fine. But again, we can always revert this because it's in a commit now. We'll make it, I think we're doing a separate commit so we can literally just see it for what it is, I think. And maybe we can like undo that single commit. See if it causes havoc. What did I just do there? Right, so there's the cut top. Now these are my special ones I added on top, right? This thing that we took it from only cuts left, bottom, top. This one does cut center horizontal, which kind of behaves a bit differently, but it allows us to center stuff really easy. It doesn't return a rectangle like the other ones do. It just modifies an existing rectangle and centers it within itself. Which is super great for making stuff that just centers in the screen, like especially like a title screen, right? You can just, it's super great. So we change the shrink by, I'll allow you to over shrink. Right, that's fine. Let's take that minus amount. Right, I think we're in business, folks. Okay, so we try this now. Hopefully it hasn't broken our entire UI, changing out the foundations. Right, that still looks good to me. Can't see any problems. Still looks the same. So, oh. Now what we want to do is try and create a list view. So let's go back to the drawing board and just double check. So I think, how do we want to solve this problem where you could have a box where you populate it with a list, but how do you make it so when you've scrolled, right, we don't have to do the scrolling. The scrolling's easy. You just offset the rectangle. But, no wait, is it? No. Okay, we've got to think about how we're going to do the scrolling, and because ultimately we want to provide probably a little thing that just sort of slides up and down, right? And we ideally want that thing to be perfect, right? Oh, excuse me. So there are methods where you could theoretically give it like an average or a fixed size, where you're like, every list item is going to be this size, I promise. But then if you get different sized elements, it starts to fall apart a bit, right? Because then you can't guess with a list of 1,000 items, you can't guess correctly how far you need to actually scroll. But I guess you could tell it. But I don't know. I would like to handle the case where they're uneven, but if I can't, I'll just go with the evenness, right? Yeah, that'd be a good idea. So the problem is, right, is we want to. So I think let's start sketching out an API, and we'll let the idea come to us. So the basic idea is we want what called a UI list, and we can have it filled with like buttons or something. Wait. So we have a UI visible. So you say if the list is visible, we'll do our thing. So get yourself a rectangle. Now you want to get a rectangle back out. Is that right? Where you can start cutting. And this rectangle is going to be. Wait, theoretically, it could have been. No, it's fine. It's fine. So you got this rectangle that you pass it. Yeah, and we'll pass you out the rectangle that you're going to start cutting away for all the items inside you. So you'd have like a list start, then you have a list end. Okay. Now, so you start with. So you also want to give it like. So you want to have a way to either tell it. So there's two ways you can do it, right? You could have the system tell you what items you need to sort of render in here. You can say like, hey, I've got so items count. These are the number of items that I'm going to be rendering inside the list. And then it will tell you, it could tell you like the range of items that you should render based on how far you've scrolled. Right? So there's a scrolling, they obviously need another bit of persistent state, which comes in, this will be known as the scroll. See, and by allowing the user to have this value, they can change it whenever they want. So that's another benefit of it being passed in. Now, so let's see if there's another way to do it. So what happens if... So if you just have the scroll Y as a user, you could be like... You could kind of figure out where things are with a bit of maths yourself. Yeah, you could figure out where things are yourself with a bit of maths, but then that's kind of effort, right? You have a list, and maybe you say you can go over that whole list, and then work out like, oh, this one's that big, this one's this big, and you can sort of you can work out the perfect scroll height or whatever. It gets a bit, but then that means you're doing a lot of work, right? You're scrolling over all those items possibly in a list. Trying to think there's another way to do it. Yeah. Whereas if you did like a fixed height, maybe you should pick your average height across the whole list. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just do the method where you have a fixed width, a fixed height that you say, and it will work out how to position the scroll, I think. Yeah, I think we'll roll that way. Hey, Not So Red. Yeah, it's been a while. How you been? How's things been going? How's life been? Things are going good, man. We're nearly finished up. We've got 2 more widgets left. We've got sliders. Yeah, we've got all sorts. Text input fields. This is actually for numbers here. This one's for floating point. So modify floating point values. This one's text. Got radio buttons, check boxes, buttons, progress bars, float sliders, integer sliders, right? Jumps around, see. We've also got, you know, image buttons and all that jazz. So yeah, we're doing good, we're doing good. So we're just basically doing list views and making it so we can create, you know, nice search prompts, and you can search for stuff that I want to bring in the editor, for instance, stuff like that. I have to watch the VODs. Yes, you do. You have to do tons of squats while you watch them. Promise me. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I basically scour YouTube, find a video, and then just like work out while I watch it, because it's like, it's cool. Gives me time to like, makes my mind focus on something while my body's just like doing workouts. I get to like learn and work out at the same time. It's great. I go through so much YouTube, it's insane. So we'll probably, have we got like a range utility thingy majiggy? Right, we don't have a range thingy. So we'll put one of these in core, because, you know, we haven't edited this file for a while actually. Oh no, we did the debug print actually. That tells a lie. This is pretty sweet. Yeah, we want to do like let's do like a range. So on like a range U32. Someone else could have stole the name. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you just do like, screw it. Um, 8, 16, 64. Let's get these boys in. Nice and easy. S, done. Job's a good one. Right. Hey there, monoid. How you doing? How's it going? Right. So this is what we want to get back out from the system. We want to give it. Do we want a style? I think we need a style to go in. You always need a style for a widget. I guess you. Yeah, I don't know. We'll do wrap in a box. Maybe it wants to be backgrounded. Right, so this is the range you get given back out. So it's 5 parameters. That's looking good. Right. Something like this. Awesome, good, good. Yeah, not doing bad, man, not doing bad. A little bit ill, but things are going good in life. So, you know, a little bit tired with the baby, but I got good sleep last night actually. But yeah, yesterday was really bad. But good, good now. Good now. Oh, we need some styling for a scroll bar. It's gonna be amazing. Okay. So where's the widget? Visible. Do we need an ID? Well, if you click on the scroll bar and grab it, you're gonna need see, the scroll bar could be in a separate thing. Maybe not. I think not. Yeah, but you would definitely need an ID. Define. Oh, let's make the ID version. And then we put in a line. So use the line number as the little ID, which is good. Sweet. So let's get in there. Let's get our hands dirty. Style, in goes style. Yep. And the flags. So we want widget flags of, like, you know, this thing can be focused and it is pressable. It's like a little button. Just so we can make the scroll bar happen. Not state, what are you talking about? Flags. Oh, I can find it. Is focusable, is pressable like a little button. Cool. So with this one we say, hey, if you are visible, do some thingies for me, and then return the visible thing here. This thing is literally just going to call UI widget end, and jobs are good. Okay. So we can do a little bit of maths. We can say, right, given my height, so you know, which is 6'6", but anyway, given the height of the box, so rectangle max dot y take rectangle min dot y. This is the one where it's, you know, rectangle's passed into here, it's modified, it's had the border applied and the padding applied, which then means that this is the inner height, right? It's the inner height of the list. So what we can do is we can now say, what do we want to do? Yeah, we want to work out, like, basically what range of items should the user show. Yeah, maybe we'll put this list on the right hand side or something, we'll see. Maybe we'll move things around a bit in the test UI. So the idea is you want to say, given that, how many items can you fit? So you convert that into the nearest integer, probably, do you want to round it down? It's only 1 pixel, right? But if you got a height, it should never be bigger than a pixel, but it could be. No, actually, you want to keep it as floating point. Is that right? Let's see for a second. Yes, you want to work out. Alright, let's just write out how many. So this will be. So we've not given it the size of an item either. We should have. Right, so there's one parameter we missed. So you want to say given the height. How many items fit in it? So now you can work out based on how far you've scrolled. Well, TJ, thank you so much for the raid, sir. Appreciate it. How's things going, people? How did the stream go? Yeah, so welcome everybody. We're currently working on a game without an engine in C, written in from scratch, basically. We've done our own little custom rendering, set up the engine. We're currently working on some UI, and as you can tell, it is the most, lovely UI you've ever seen. But yeah, we're currently just working on like an immediate mode UI. We've got some sliders, text fields, input boxes for integers and stuff like this. So you can punch in an integer and it, updates the value. We've got some custom technology which sort of like uses sign distance fields in the back end and compute shaders to put this on the screen. But yeah, if anyone has any questions about the project, feel free to ask away and I'll dive into the specifics. Welcome. How we doing? So we're currently working on like a list view. So what we want to be able to do is list a bunch of items and be able to select them, right? Because in our game, we're going to have like an editor and we probably want to have like ways to search through a bunch of like a list of options. So yeah, we want to have a nice way of displaying that basically. So that's what we're working on today. 2 seconds. I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm just gonna empty some. Right here. So we're currently working on this list view, and we're trying to figure out. We're trying to. Well, how many? Yeah, we're trying to like basically return these things to the user, so they can effectively only render the items in the list view that they actually need on the screen. So if you have like 1,000 items, we don't want the user to make 1,000 widgets. It's just a waste. They only need to display maybe 5 widgets. Do you have a layout engine for the UI or is it manual set locations? So it's manual set locations with a lovely list of helper functions. So I'll link this in the chat. We use this thing. It's pretty cool. It's called rec cut dead simple layouts for UI. So basically you get a rectangle and you cut it up, and with that you can make column layouts. You can make it go to the left, go to the right, very easy, right? And you can do row layouts. You can do basically whatever you want, and the best thing is there's no complicated UI system inside the UI, and the user has full control, which means they just give you a rectangle and they've done whatever they want with it, which is super flexible. And so we just provide helper functions to help people make proper UI. But yeah, so that's all that happens. So I want to get the scroll Y. Let's go and fish that boy out. So with the scroll Y, we can tell when to start rendering. Sorry, which item we need to start at. So basically item range. No, it's a very simple idea for layout. I know, right? Exactly. The person who came up with that just was like, all we're doing is displaying rectangles on the screen, man. Why is it so complicated? And just came up with that dead simple idea. It's really powerful. I like it. So given the scroll Y in pixels and how high an item is in pixels, how do we get this right? No. Okay, good. So now you'll figure out the offset. So basically it's just this, right? Scroll Y divided by item height. So that will get you how many times does an item fit in scroll. So do you want to round down or round up? Just do a bit of drawing. Imagine this is our box. I've got some other items which have just gone off the page. Right. So this is where it actually starts here. So notice how it's hanging a little bit off the page here. So you actually need to round down, right? So this one is still rendered. Okay. So you actually need to make sure the round down, so make that explicit. Floor. And then we'll convert U to a U32. Then, so that's your start item. Now the end item needs to be the start item plus how many items you can fit. Now how many items you can fit, what needs to happen to this one is it probably needs to round up. Right, if you can fit 4.5 items on the screen, or should you... No, you should probably recalculate it. I reckon... Do we want to do another division? Or can you just calculate with what you have? Yeah, you could probably add... The problem is you've got to have this as a float. That's the only problem with it. So if you add that, then your end item item range out end. So that's this plus items fit count. Then this one you want to rate, you want to seal, right? Seal F32. Okay. And then convert that into an int. Yeah. Right, so do we need these things around doing any more calculations? So we've calculated this guy now. This one needs to be modified for user scroll wheel. We need to think about that. Items count. Why haven't we used the items count yet? What's the... we don't want to go over the end with items count, do we? So you still want to be able to scroll. Yeah, so I want to make sure that we basically take the min between this and this. Okay. So I think that's looking quite good. So we've given them the range that they can render. But we want to do all like the scrolling. We've got to give them a good rectangle they can cut with as well. That's offset correctly. See, this one flawed, which means you've got the difference between the amount that you flawed to, basically, like the fract part. You want to make sure you take that away from the rectangle that you give back to the user, so they can put the rectangle in the right place, right? They can put it off the screen. So they've given you this rectangle here, right, going all the way down. But what you want to do is say, right, now here's the new rectangle, and you've given them it a little bit bigger where it goes off the screen, so they can place their box here, right, correctly. So that's what we need to do. So to achieve that, you want to get the sort of so I guess you want to do this, right? And then you can use that there. Now, you want to make sure the offset rect min dot y minus equal. So which one is going to be bigger? Well, it's obviously the F one, isn't it? So, I would like to participate in stream, but I can't see. Ha! That's cool. Nice joke. I see what you did there. So that's done that fine. Then, you know, when you do this thing and work out the end, and it's been raised, you kind of need to work out. See, also wait a minute. This is in item space, right? So you need to make sure you multiply that by the item height. So if that's saying, hey, I'm 0.5 items off the screen, then you're half an item, right? So you convert that from pixels to, well, from item to pixels. So then you got the other way around, which is to do with these guys here, which is the end. The end of the screen might be here-ish, or the end of the box that they gave you might be here. But you want to make sure that they at least draw this box here. So you need to round it up. So you need to make sure that the box is at least, or maybe you don't. No, we can always add it though. No, so we've done our cut thing, so it should be fine. No. Yeah, we'll make it big enough. Hmm. Hey, Soccer. How you doing? Yeah, progress going good, man. We got some images, which is pretty sweet. Got some images working today. And text aligning in the middle of like a button with so what a nice convenience function to say UI button image text, and it puts an image and text in there, nice and easy. Got way to do it for combo boxes as well and radio buttons. So it's going good. So I've got loads of utility functions. So yeah, we're currently working on a list view. Just trying to sort out all of that logic basically. Awesome. Yeah, man. It's coming together. We've got like 2 widgets left, and list view is one of them. So proper excited about it, you know. So we kind of want like an items end index. End item index F, we'll call it. Lovely names. So we kind of want one of these, and then we kind of want to get a sealed sealed. Hit that ceiling. And then, do you want it min? Do you want it min? So if you go over, no, we'll give. Should we give you the bigger rectangle? Yeah, we could have minned it. Yeah, I think we want a minute. Wait, same with the scroll height. Let's think about it. Let's min this then. 2 seconds. Min F32. Okay. So right. So if you have the scroll wire, and maybe it's gone negative for some reason, right? It's just happened to go that way. Maybe for some nice effects or whatever, it goes negative. So you'll be displaying the stuff. Hmm. Yeah, got rated by TJ, which is really nice of him. Pretty sweet. But about my code raising, it's calling a recursion twice. No. Oh, weird. What are you doing? How's that happening? Maybe it's a function pointer. Alright, 2 seconds. Let's get really stuffy. Let's go empty my nose out. I'll be right back. Right, welcome back, everybody. Okay, so yeah, so say if the scroll goes like negative, whatever. So you go back to a negative start item. Right. Do we want to offset the rectangle in that way? So you offset it in a negative way, right? Yeah, so I don't think you want to min these guys. I think where you want to put the min is possibly... Yep. Then you max So you don't give them... Whereas this one wants a max. Yeah, because obviously the float could be negative. So that'd be good. Sweet. Jobs are good. So that will set the rectangle range out. So obviously we need to do some things where it's like if you press near the right hand side, we'll modify this and stuff like that. But I think let's just try it out and we'll progressively get more things, right? So given our current test scene, this all could be moved in a bit, right? Let's remove one of these buttons here. Let's move this all in a bit. We'll get a nice list on the right hand side. Or should we do it on here? You know what, we'll replace these with a list on the left hand side because it'll be easier to see for you guys, I reckon. So we've got two buttons on the cut left. Where is it at? Cut left button, cut right. Perfect. So we're just going to do cut left here. We'll make it 300. And then we're going to get rid of this one. And then we'll make this a list. Whoa. Gonna be insane. Who are you? I thought I was watching TJ. You were. Been raided. I've been raided. Yeah, it's a good joke. Yeah, there's many good C jokes. Yeah, I guess everyone's running with C coming. Oh, but yeah. Lots of C jokes. One of the best bits of C material, though, if you guys ain't seen it, programming in C. Little Mermaid. This thing is the Don, right? What is this one? Why is someone doing like a karaoke version? This is the one. The fact that it ends on a seg fault. It just ends on a seg fault and when he slaps one of the things. That's good. That is my jam. So we've got ourselves a nice little list, right? Where's the list, you say? Good point. Let's just have a bunch of const char stars. Gonna get a bunch of names, right? Right, so we've obviously got a bit of Ransel. We've got a bit of Cranston. We've got not so red as usual, right? aka red 1. Got Sockham. Right. I'm just getting all you guys in here. Meta me. Let's go, let's go. Brooks. Right, let's get Storman in here. He always deserves a place. I'll get TJ in here as well, because he raided me. We'll get Monoid in here. Wujilla. I can't miss Wujilla. Such a good name. Yeah, we're making a list, right? It better go off the page. There was Al's Journey. Al's Journey. The Iron Flame. Keep it going. Ray March popped in here earlier. Yeah, hopefully he knows what a Ray March is. Got Swank Funk. We got Zaka Zaka. Zaka Zaka 6. Egotist. I'm just waking everyone else up from their sleep. HASP. Right, I think that should be enough. If this doesn't go off the page, then we have problems. We need more people to start commenting. That's what. Right. So the item height, we'll do a good. Wait, what's the line height for a text line height? What's that? 20 pixels. So including a bit of padding and margin. And padding, margin. Oh, Miss Kappa. Kappa. Oh, I need the Bulma as well. Bulma. Man, that's a good one. So, here we go. So, padding, and there's about 4 pixels each side. So there's that. So obviously 8 times 2 is 16. So it's 36. So 36 pixels ought to be good enough. Then so that's the height. How many items we got? Easy peasy. It's got a bunch of names. We're gonna have a static F32 scroll Y. Do that in Rust. Then we want to also have a range, and this is going to be what an item range. We want to actually render inside, and then the style will be the box style, and jobs are good. So we should really have a list scope thing. Do one of these guys. What? Yeah. So that'd be handy to use. Means we can just do this. Sorry. Why did I write if? The list just goes in here. Did we do too many? Parameters or something? What is going on? First of all, let's call this item range. Make it a little bit better. So you got. Oh, we missed. Okay. Item height. Getting a bit long, those. That's fine. So there are 6 parameters. I don't like 6 parameters. It'd be good if we can made it less. Maybe we could have had it and put a structure down, which is like a list thing that you pass in and you get your out parameters from there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, the style's put. Why is the style in there? Right. That was left over from some copy paste stuff. Okay. So now we should just be able to literally just keep cutting the rectangle and just simply getting. So we cut top. And we'll cut top by 36. Right? And then we just say UI text. Put in the rectangle address of A. The text we want to render out is I guess we'll do this bit of C text. So we'll just say names I. So we've got to do a for loop. I equals 0. I less than these guys. Now this is kind of wrong. Because what we did is we got a range. So we don't have to render all of them. And then we keep cutting. And the style, oh my days. Do I have to have a box style? Not a fan. It doesn't like a const char. So I feel like this should cast away the const. Yes, I did this, just that, cast away the const. Oh, we're finding issues today. No. Right, so that messed up right about everything. No biggie. Why did it mess up everything? Just in the start end fine. Right, this should be cut in A. So call it B. Best naming conventions. There we go. So there's our list. Right, it does just about go off the page, thanks to Bulma. It just about went off the page. But seeing it, it's not really the right size. The item size is a bit squished. We're not giving it enough room because it's actually a border. Now, the border's another 4 pixels. Each side. So it's plus another 8. So we're going to try and improve the API, but we just got to get it working first. So there we go, that's better. So here's our list. Obviously things are not selectable, right? But we want them to be able to be selectable. We've got to work that in as well. When bugs called ghosts, sometimes you can't even see them in front of your face. Makes so much more sense. Yeah, but you like... I guess you squish bugs. But yeah, you can go ghost hunting. Bug hunting. But yeah, true. Many names. But bugs are little... You know, I guess a bug is real, you know. Okay. So we've got a few things, right? We want to be able to render a little scroll bar on the right. And we also want to be able to use the scroll wheel to scroll. So what we can do is we can just do the scroll wheel one for now, because it'll be the easiest. So say if it's visible. And we want to say if you have mouse focus. So if GUI dot... So if I am the mouse focus one. Yeah, so if I am the mouse focused widget, and yeah, that's about it. Then you get your scroll. So what is it? OS input, OS virtual mouse wheel, this thing, dot, right, dot Y. So this is your scroll amount. If amount, if we scroll by some amount, what we'll do is we'll convert it to a float and apply it. So we say scroll Y plus equal plus equal deref scroll mute. You apply amount times maybe 4 maybe, I don't know. Hey Sully, how's it going? How you been? Excuse me for a sec. Ugh. So then you want to just place it back in there. So it should be quite easy to get it working, right? So we're, you know, I'm scrolling here, nothing happens. I scroll in here. It's changing stuff. Very slow. First of all, it's the wrong way around. So first of all, we need to do a negate on it. Or you can just apply the negate here, really. So we'll scroll down. It's scrolling in chunks. We wasn't really expecting that, were we? We was expecting it'd be a little bit smoother. Because you're using the rectangle that you go here, right? That should be cutting from the top. We should have this amount here being I do have a function called debug whatever, but oh well, I just did that. So right, so it's going off by whole pixels. And then it snaps when it reaches 36 or whatever it was. Right, 44 or whatever. I forgot it was now. But yeah. Reach certain amount it snaps. So this number is fine. So we're changing the min.y. The one that gets given back out to the user. We're taking that away. That makes sense. Ooh. Oh, but then we applied it. Oh my days, and we added it back on again. Copy paste error. I didn't finish this code. Big take small. Right, here we go. Things are a little bit weird, not gonna lie. This doesn't feel right. Scrolling the wrong way at the moment. Don't know IMGUI. IMGUI is great. Doesn't work on up to there. No, this is my own custom medium mode UI. But yeah, it's not dear IMGUI. No. Something is really wrong. Sully, where have you been, man? Like, you've been here. You've been watching me do like a custom renderer for UI. You've been watching me do implementing this whole thing. Like, where have you? I don't understand where the disconnect has been. There's a dear IMGUI. Yeah. I know, right? Yeah. Terrible problem. Terrible problem. First of all, I remember my list. This is weird. Right, when it negates, it does... Right, the problem is the scroll Y, when it negates, it does bad things. So really we should just stop this from being negative. Maybe it was the right way around the first time, but I don't know. Oh shoot, I just realized. I'm thinking the list is top down, but my coordinate system is bottom left. So really, this needs to swap around the other way. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then what we need to do is we need to say, right, we're going to clamp it. You clamp it between 0 and the maximum bounds, which would be item height times items count. Oh yeah. Right, so it doesn't let me scroll up anymore, it allows me to scroll down. It's pretty slow, not gonna lie. So 4 pixels is not enough, 8 pixels per scroll. So, yeah, you know, my fingers are getting tired doing that, so maybe 12 is a good one. $12 is kind of good. I don't know, maybe 16. Because if we think about it, each time it does a nub, that's maybe, you know, maybe half of that thing or something. Right, the next problem with it as well, yeah, it's good. Maybe go a bit faster, but it's good enough for now. It's good for the test. The next thing as well is we should probably have a button down here, just so that we're seeing it, how it works properly. And we're gonna have, there's probably clipping and all this that's not working. So really what we should do is we should cut bottom, put a button in there. Cut bottom, put a button. And then use LREC to make the list. Right, so that makes a button there at the bottom, so we can see it. Sweet. So the button's here. Yep, that makes sense. The button's here. So we get to see when things come and go. The box. Right, so this doesn't have any background, but although I would expect the list view to draw a background, so we're going to do that as well. UI box draw, pass in the rectangle. I need the draw rec and the style. Fantastic. Right, so here's the list box. Oh, why is okay? It shouldn't be allowed to be clicked. That is bad. We've probably got to do a custom draw then instead. Damn it. I'm not sure if another place needed to do this, but I think it did, but it's fine. Not sure what other place did it. What state is it again? Widget state. None. Right, some other place did this. No, okay, maybe not. Will there be true type fonts? Maybe. For now, we're just in bitmap fonts, but I'm thinking about doing something different. Something about not doing sign distance field fonts, and not doing something about not doing sign distance field fonts, and also not doing true type. You know, standard. True type fonts that sort of rendered CPU. I'm thinking about trying to render them on the GPU. There's a paper here that someone linked, and I want to take a look into this, but I don't know when part of me just wants to just crack on And when we want to do some good text rendering, we're going to come back to this, I reckon. But effectively, we want to be able to render with the curve data, just render. So this tries to do it where it meshifies it, but we'll just be doing it with a compute shader. Yeah, let's use the curve information. So instead of being like pre-rasterizing it and get it into these perfect, or do like a glyph atlas or something, just take the whole font, get all the glyph data, chuck it into GPU memory, and then just spend a little bit more time calculating per pixel, basically. So there's probably ways of doing it. Yeah, I wanna. I'm not sure if this is the way to do it, but I definitely would investigate. You know, basically doing the rasterization per pixel on the GPU, because it's something I've been thinking about for basically years now, but I've never done it. But I'll probably do it when we want to do some text that goes in the world on the game, or if we're looking at our UI and it's been like, right, it's time to do some nice fonts. I'm just gonna hop out of my lurking if that's alright. I'm just gonna ask if you have an allergy or sick. I'm just ill, man. Yeah, just got a bit of a cold. Yeah, just got a cold. Basically, like I came off. All right. I came off eating like sugar, and I just cold turkeyed it. So my immune system's like, or whatever it is. It's just every time I do it, I get cold. And it takes 2 to 3 weeks. The second week, you get sore throat. The third week, it turns into this, and it stays for 2 weeks. It's a period, but that's what I typically get. And I also gave it to my baby as well. So my baby's like, had a bit of a blocked nose as well. Poor bugger. Yeah, quadratic curves. Apparently it's easier. Legend has it. Patch rendering. Nice. Does it really? Quake engines have it. Interesting. I never knew that. Sweet. See, the idea's been around for ages, but everyone just goes and just does what everyone else does. And I always like to look at ideas that sort of like are a little bit more niche, because you often find that there's a lot more of a simple solution out there for like all problems. Yeah, that's really cool. I hope it ends up being great, because text rendering is just, yes, sine distance fields, like they seem cool, and then you try and use them, and like they're actually not that. They have some cool things about them, but yeah, they're just not that great. What you just said, he spent a lot of time researching new ways of doing stuff. Yeah, yeah, definitely like an engineer, definitely an engineer. Um, GUI.drawRec. Uh-huh. We wasn't using the draw rectangle, which doesn't have the padding. Whereas the rectangle gets the padding applied when you do the widget start. It applies all the padding in that. Whereas the draw rectangle doesn't have it applied. Okay, much better. So this is the actual box. It's not doesn't look like it's clickable anymore, which is great. Here's our items, which will eventually be clickable, but that's to do with the user code. We'll make that easier. And we're not getting any clipping here because I've got clipping shapes enabled, but I haven't just tied it in the renderer. The renderer has clipping capabilities, but we haven't actually just made the UI system output that correctly, is all. Oh, that's cool, man. I don't, it's fine. It's not like affecting my mind. Um, Yeah, so that's a bit silly the way it goes off. And when you, oh, why doesn't that render? But these ones off here do, which is good. You do that and it's like, nah. So where's the start index? Right. So it still says 0. So it's giving it 0 out there. But it's not rendering. Max Y. Oh no. Ah, oh, silly mistake. Yeah, those things happen. Right, so why does that one not want to render? So it's definitely doing it. So the question is, we want to say, right, given, so we say if I equals 0, can you do that core print strut? I'm going to print out that structure and it'll do a nice lovely print. Alright, so I'll scroll it. It should go into the negatives. Oh no, sorry, not negatives. It should go before the other one. Let's get the two rectangles. Hmm. You have a speckled dog faces, you compile, explain how you write shaders with it. I've just got examples. I've got a playground application and I've got samples. So I've got all these different samples here. I've got a simple triangle one that allows you to do triangles. And you basically just copy and paste that and get started. Basically. And then check the header files and see what's in them. Yeah. Shaders.c. Yeah, it's got all the shaders in it. Boom. What's the most minimal one possible? Maybe the compute clear, compute square. That's the simplest one. But it's not a vertex shader. If you're on the vertex shader, then the simplest one is the triangle one. Excuse me. Much better. Alright. Print that strut. So the Y at 100. No. Y 100 max is 660. So it's looking like it's only got like You should be rendering, showing B there. I'm so confused. Plus, this doesn't handle. Shasta. What was the error? I didn't put a comma in there, isn't it? Because it's got no trailing commas. It's bloody annoying. um, right, we need a const char star as well. Because apparently it can't figure it out. What happens if it's volatile? What happens if it's atomic? It won't work it out. Um, yeah, so the thing is about this is that if you pass it in, it will syntactically and semantically check it for each one of these, which is a bit annoying. So it's one of them. So luckily all of these can be casted to each other safely, just got to do enough casting in the right place. There you go. Right, so now I can actually see some things. So yeah, so Ransel's there, right? So why? I'm really confused about the Y. Oh, the Y would be at 100. Sorry, it's from the bottom, isn't it? Yeah. Good. 660 at the top, sweet. So it went to 648, good. So you scroll it a bit. 664, 620, right? Fine. It could be the clipping. Yeah, there's an is visible check. That's all it is. Is visible. It's clipping. Widget start. And contains clip rec. Contains is a weird one. I think this must be wrong. It's technically out, but it should work. Dim's difference. That take that because you. Hmm. Yeah, this is definitely wrong. Um, yeah, I can write this better. So, mm, you know what? We can probably do it with a min-max one just fine. Maybe. Whereas calculate the center at least. Let's just do it this way, it's easier. So you do your center A takes center B. And then you do your... You probably want half dims or something like this. And then you do... I think that's it. So that will be two rectangles overlap each other. So we scroll it now. Oh, come on, you're still out. Why are you still out? What are you testing? Maybe it was fine. Maybe the other one was fine? Hmm. If the clip rectangle's not 0, it might be the way we're applying the clip. I'll have to look into that. Right, I think I've got to get making a move now because it's getting kind of late. But I'll next be on Sunday at 6 p.m. GMT +1. For those who are interested, we do have a VOD channel. If you want to catch up on past streams, it's all on there. And yeah, there's also Discord if you want to come hang out and see what's up in there. Right, see, in the next stream we'll get the list view done and hopefully do the scroll area as well. Just nail those, you know. Okay. Have a good start to your weekend, everyone. I hope you have a good Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll see you all on Sunday. Right. Thank you, everyone. Catch you later.